It's so easy for people to have one-night stands. You're not searching for a quick hookup. You're searching for long-lasting relationships. You just don't know how to do it. You don't know how to look for it. So you just keep sabotaging yourself over and over with quick fixes that feel like love and feel like fulfillment, but they're not. So I don't understand something. And I've been wondering this ever since I was in high school, right? Uh, is why it's so easy for people to have one-night stands. And I've tried and tried to figure it out. And I've asked so many people to like break it down for me to try to help me understand it. And I really can't put myself in the situation. And the questions that I have, like whenever the people tell me this, is like the questions I have, I guess, makes it seem like I'm maybe judging them or something. But I'm genuinely curious to how do they get from point A to the end, right? Like where people could be total strangers, like where they go to the bar one night and they meet someone, and then they find they meet someone there, and they go home with them and sleep with them. And I get it that a lot of it's alcohol, but I don't see how people can be so trusting. I don't see how people can just think, okay, I'm going to go home with this person and do this thing, and like so easily. I don't get it, because to me it feels like you have to me it feels like you have to really get to know someone first. And I've asked that of women and men, where to help me understand the mindset and to put me in the scenario, because I really can't see how people go from talking and flirting to this. Do you talk about doing it, or do you just kind of know? I don't understand how y'all both are in agreement to this is what's going to happen. And also, wouldn't that leave a lot of room for people to say, oh no, I didn't really want to do that? you know I don't know, but I've always wanted that in school and growing up and stuff like that, and into adulthood. I don't see how people could be so comfortable. And anyway, so that goes with the dating culture, right? The hookup culture, and people not wanting to have um I guess meaningful relationships. I don't understand that part, where people just kind of use each other, like the opposite genders, they use each other just for a few minutes to satisfy like a bodily desire, without the mental part of it, without mentally connecting to people. People are so quick to physically connect versus mentally connect, and that's what it boggles me, that I don't understand how you can let your body do that if you're not mentally there. Either way, like boy or girl, sorry, man or woman. And uh, it's led to a lot of people being very empty inside and wanting more, but not knowing how to build that relationship, because what they've been practicing is just quick, um, satisfying needs. That's it. And they don't know how to get close to someone without using them for something, or without um, that some type of exchange like that, versus just getting to know someone just to get to know them, right? And I think that's led to everyone, honestly, like men and women hating each other, really. Like you see it on the red pill side, which is like completely ignorant. Anyways, the red pill side, where, they kind of like hate women. They want women to, you know, just sleep with one man, and while they're sleeping around with several women. So they don't practice what they preach. And then same thing with the other side of it, they see it as hypocritical, and it makes them want to just go out and do that more. And so, or with women to men, they see that as hypocritical, right? And they're like, why would I want to listen to that foolishness and do that whenever you don't even do that, right? And uh you have this like generation where the men are basically really, really emotionally triggered men. And with women in the society the way we're at now, women are very, it feels like they're very out in the open. And there's they are in chaos themselves, and maybe their dad wasn't in their picture, or maybe the relationships were all these f boys, right? And so they feel like they have to guard themselves, but they want to be vulnerable, but they feel like they look stupid for being vulnerable. And these men that are so emotionally triggered um, don't know how to basically be the peace for the woman. And that's what they really need, because women have been told, you need to do this, you need to be this way, you need to not sleep with men, but men, this is all that they want. So you feel like you're kind of getting left behind. So it's like, what do I do? I'm being told this one way, I'm being told this the other way. And they don't know where to go directionally. And so uh my sister was telling me a story about one of her guy friends. He's been like seeing this girl that I think they live in the same apartment complex, and I think he lives upstairs, she lives downstairs. And he they started out just, physically seeing each other. And well, he caught feelings, right? And she just kind of uses that to her advantage. And so they're kind of like up and down, right? And he pays for her to do things, or yeah, pays for her to do things, go places. And she will be having another guy come in and, downstairs in her apartment, and he knows what's going on and he gets upset about it, right? But the whole agreement in the beginning was that they were really just gonna kind of be, f buddies. But that doesn't work, because there's always that one person that catches feelings, right? There's always that one person that starts developing feelings, because it's a spiritual thing. And it's crazy that people act like that's not a spiritual thing, because if it wasn't, then people wouldn't be getting so heartbroken about it. People wouldn't be getting jealous over it. And so what starts out as this thing ends up where someone gets offended by it, right? And so he says that he loves this girl, blah blah blah. They're, my sister and her friends are young, early 20s, early 20s, and he's young, and he doesn't have a dad in his life. I don't even think he's ever met his dad, from what my sister tells me. And so he doesn't really know how to be a man, or hey, Buster. Oh my goodness, we're so bad. Go on, go on, go on, go on, go on, go on, Buster. Ah, my goodness, got me all dirty. It's my neighbor's dog. He comes over to hang out with my dog. Go on, go on, go on. Anyways, they y'all are so dirty. So he was telling my sister about, how much he cares for the girl that he's, downstairs, that he loves her, because my sister's like, you need to stop messing with that girl. What happens if you get her pregnant? And you already know she's crazy. You see that she strings you along and uses you. But they're using each other, and he gets all upset and is wondering, or, basically she will get on Snapchat and, show herself partying with other people. And she obviously does that because she wants him to see that, right? And he'll fall for the bait every time, and he'll get upset about it, and then he wishes on her that that he hopes that she gets an STD. Well, but he loves her, right? That's not what love is. You don't When you love someone, you don't wish that they would get an STD, okay? So this guy's just all chaotic emotion. Don't know how to control anything, and it's just all just chaos. That's it, just all chaos. And I told my sister, I'm like, you can tell him, leave that girl alone, whatever. He's gonna do what he wants, but hopefully it's not too late. Whenever if she gets pregnant by him, and then he has to deal with her forever, basically. Anyway, um, yeah, the relationships where they're just a situationship never seem to work, and I call BS on anyone that says that they do work. And mostly I call BS on any woman that says that they work, because your actions prove otherwise. You want to be with somebody. You get upset at the end of the day because you go out and party and bring home some guy, but then like the next day you're not fulfilled again, because that's not what you're searching for. You're not searching for a quick hookup. You're searching for long lasting relationships, but you just don't know how to do it. You don't know how to look for it. So you just keep sabotaging yourself over and over with quick fixes that feel like love and feel like fulfillment, but they're not. They're fleeting. They're temporary. They're just a facade. And it will mask it for a minute, but the problem is still there. You being able to build a connection and know how to do that is still, lacking. And it just creates this pattern over and over, to where, to me, it just, from the pattern I've seen, it just kind of seems to keep ruining people, to where it's hard to even start a good, meaningful relationship, because you're so used to quick gratification, and you're used to all the hurt from that quick gratification that was expected. Them, for you expected them to act a certain way and do certain things that only a stronger connection would know or be able to achieve, and you expect this from someone that you don't even know. So you have all this hurt and pain, and so you don't even want to open up and form a meaningful bond with someone, because of all the rejection in the past, all the not connection in the past. And so it makes it hard, when you practice that, to never get that relationship that you crave. So I don't know, I just been noticing that, and with society the way it's going, and men, they just really seem to hate women, and women really seem to hate men too. They just they just don't know how to talk to each other. They don't know how to tell each other what they want and what they need, without basically just blaming each other and saying, "Oh yeah, what about you? Well, this is what I need." But no one wants to succumb to that. Um, no one wants to give in first. No one wants to be like, "Okay, let's work on this." Everyone's, too stuck in their stubborn ways, but secretly they want a connection from each other. So I don't know. Maybe eventually, when men and women both get to a point where they hate each other so much, maybe the younger generations will start being like, I wonder why they hate each other so much. I want to try to get to know them. And then we'll start getting back to healthy relationships then. Because it's all just a cycle over and over and over in the world. Same cycles. Yeah, I don't know. If anybody can really answer the question on how do people get from A to Z on one night stands and legitimately feel comfortable enough to do that, please let me know, because I'm not trying to be condescending or anything like that. I've tried to put myself in it and picture it over and over on how would that go, and I feel like I would just cringe out so hard. I would be like, okay, so you want me to do what? Or you know, how would I even know what this person likes? I mean, that's the whole point of being intimate, is it's half of it's mental, to where you work together to figure out what each other likes. So if you barely know the person, how do you know they're not going to do something you don't like and kind of ruin the experience? I don't understand, but I would like to, but I don't know if I will. But maybe.